there, it's the Spiritual Diva, and I want to welcome you guys all to another Relationship Corner Tuesday. So today's video is all about moving on, and the question reads, why is it so easy for a man to move on after a relationship is over, but a woman has a hard time moving on? So many people would answer this question with the gender argument, and the gender argument goes that men and women express themselves in different ways. So for a man, they're taught to be tough and strong and not let anything get to them. They're supposed to be able to deal with their problems by themselves and not need anybody else. And women are emotional beings, and they need to talk out their problems. They need others to help them get over situations. My answer, it doesn't have to do with gender. And it all has to do with the person. It has to do with their coping skills, and it has to do with relationships. So let's address the first scenario, which are coping skills. So some people do not know how to cope with real life situations. So what do? They depend on others, or they find means of addiction to address their problems. So in this case, the addiction would be the new relationship. Some people are just addicted to relationships. They get rid of one and move on to the other because it's a fresh new start and they don't have to deal with the drama of the old one. Depending on how fast that the person jumps into the relationship, it could deal with the addiction, meaning that they are not happy within themselves and they need something to cover it up. They need to save face. So that's where addictions come into place and coping skills. The second aspect of it is the relationship. It has a lot to do with what happened in the relationship, what happened before, where they're carrying baggage into the relationship, and the significance that each person had towards each other. Usually when people cheat, break up, or move on, it has to deal with a need that was not being fulfilled by the other person. So usually people leave the relationship because of that. And when we end relationships, it should be peaceful and treat each other with respect. Because in relationships, we teach people how to treat us, and we're supposed to treat each other with respect. In relationships, we learn how to treat other people and have relationships with other people. So sometimes people use relationships to get back at the other person, or it may seem like the person has moved on, but we have no idea. So in answering this, we would use the two agreements. And the two agreements are, don't take anything personally. So whatever happened, and then they moved on, you shouldn't take it personally. It has nothing to do with you and has everything to do with them and how they're feeling about themselves. Number two, the other one is, do not make assumptions. You don't know what the person is thinking in their head. You don't know if they healed. You don't know if they're hurting. So you should not make assumptions. And you do not know if the person's going to come back to you or not. So don't take it personally and don't jump to assumptions. So in relationships, it's very hard, and we think that this person's moved on so quickly, especially guys. Women think that a lot because maybe we're still dealing with the issue. But trust me, men and women, they pretty much deal with relationships the same way. But the other person might not be as vocal or show it through their actions that they're really affected by this. So learn from the relationship. Learn about how to treat people, how to treat yourself, and take it as a life lesson that you can use in your future. Be thankful, be grateful for the experience because it makes you a stronger, better person. And if you are moving on, make sure that you take the time in between to heal your wounds, because bringing baggage to another relationship is not cute. So I hope this answered your question, and you can read my blog at www.thespiritualdivablog.wordpress.com. And remember, guys, you have to be the love to live the love.